Did you know that Disneyland is one of the largest gardens in the world? What? Yeah, it's true. Today's video is the top 10 trees of Disneyland. Hope it's not too sappy. Today's video is about the top 10 trees of Disneyland. At first I thought this was kind of like a joke. I kept getting a request from fans. They're like, hey, can we please do, oh my gosh, there's Donald! There's Chip! Oh my gosh. Anyways, I kept getting these requests to do the top 10 trees. And I was like, really? And it picked up a lot of steam. Apparently a lot of you are interested in trees. So I had to reach out to the Disney Horticulturist. I had to learn about trees, but I'm gonna show you the top 10 trees at Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. And they are amazing. Disneyland has over 3,000 species, that's right, species of plants. What? Yeah, not 3,000 plants, over 3,000 species of plants. That means different types of plants and trees. Disneyland has over 18,000 trees and over 125,000 plants. There's a whole horticultural team, and it's a whole job. It's just to take care of the plants and the trees. What? Making Disneyland one of the largest garden spots in the world. Can you believe that? Okay, for tree number 10, we're gonna come over here by the castle. This is called the Wendy and Peter Pan tree. Let me show you to it. All right, so see the number 10 tree on this list. You're gonna come back here by the castle, walk right by Snow White's, you know, the wishing well. And you're gonna see this little teeny tiny pathway right up here. Now this doesn't really go to anywhere, but if you walk up these steps, you look, there's a tree right there, and there's a tree right there. This is called the Peter Pan tree. Let me show you why. On the other side of the tree, right over here, you can see carved right on the tree is PP for Peter Pan, Provost Park Pass, Peter Pan, and a WD for Wendy Darling, two of the major characters of Peter Pan. And you'll see a little arrow pointing to where the attraction is. The number 10 tree right here, the Peter Pan Wendy Darling tree. What? The number 9 tree in all of Disneyland is right here to the left of the entrance of Pirates Caribbean. It's that tree right there. Morgan Evans and Jack Evans, they were brothers and they were horticulturalists, and they were tasked with finding like landscaping all of Disneyland. Like that's what they had to do. When they're coming here to landscape all of Disneyland, they would try to find trees wherever they could. And sometimes trees are donated. This tree here was donated and it's got unique history. This tree was donated by an oil company. And when they donated it, there was an oil pipe stuck in the roots. And it's still there to this day. I mean, how often do you just walk by this tree really fast, you don't even notice it? But look right there. See this rope going up? The rope's kind of tied to a pulley, whatever. This kind of fun little just decorations. But if you follow that rope down, right down here, you can see this old oil pipe right there. It's embedded in the roots of this tree. Check that out. How cool is that? And they just turn it, make it look like it's a giant anchor. Made it look like a giant anchor. That is amazing. I love that. They're using everything. Oil pipes to anchors to trees. Ah! Okay, for the 8th number tree in all of Disneyland and Disney California Adventure, I have to head over to Disney California Adventure. For the number 8 best tree in all of Disneyland and Disney California Adventure, you gotta come into DCA, and right behind me, you're gonna see the red trolley stop. Behind that red trolley, you're gonna see oak tree. So take a look at that oak tree. This oak tree has a lot of history in it. Way before even Disney California opened, this tree was here. Now when this park opened, they wanted to have some Disney history here. So what did they do? This oak tree was located at the Disneyland Resort Hotel. They picked it up, brought it over here, and planted it here at Disney California Adventure because they wanted it to have some history with the trees here at Disney California Adventure. How cool is that? A little bit of history of the Disneyland Hotel right there. It's a tree. By the way, guys, did you hear, what did the tree do when its bank closed? Yeah, it started its own branch. Now, for the 7th best tree in all of Disneyland and Disney California Adventure, I gotta head back over to Disneyland. Let's do this. For the number 7 best tree in all of Disneyland and Disney California Adventure, we gotta go into Galaxy's Edge. Batu! Star Wars land. Let's go check it out. Okay, to find the 7th best tree in all of Disneyland or Disney California Adventure, you've got to come into the Black Spire Outpost. It's right in the middle of Batu. So let me show you this tree. It's called, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's called the Wishing Tree. Check it out. Here's this tree right here, the Black Spire Outpost. You see it right here. It's right by the Savi's workshop where you build lightsabers, right over there. But right here, if you look at this tree, you'll notice that there are ribbons that are tied on the tree. Now this is borrowed heavily from Tibetan culture. What the Batuians do is they come here, they say a little prayer or make a wish, and then they tie it on this tree. And as the weather goes and wears down the ribbons, as the ribbons fall off, then that wish or prayer comes true. This is exactly what they do in Tibet. They have those prayer flags that they hang up there. If you want, you can see a video right over here about Expedition Everest, which is located in Florida. That talks all about that. But yeah, this is the number 7 best tree in all of Disneyland, the Batu Wishing Tree. Whenever I see this, I always think, I'm not sure, I think his name was Tony Orlando. I think he was a musician and a singer, and he had a song, I think it was called like Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree. It's like, tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. That's what I think of every time I see this tree, and there's yellow ribbons here. Hey, do you know what Tree's favorite dating app is? Yeah, Timber. The number 6 tree on this list is an amnesia tree. That's right, it is. It's really true, it really is. Because whenever you look at it, do you know what you do? You completely forget about what Switzerland. Disney strives to make each land immersive and its own little land. When you're here in New Orleans Square, if you look over here, right behind this tree is the Matterhorn. And the problem is if you're looking and you see the Matterhorn, it kind of remove, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm in Disneyland, but I'm not really in New Orleans Square. Well, Imagineers didn't want you thinking that. So they got this tree here and they had it cut specifically in the shape of Matterhorn. So when you're standing over here, you can't see the Matterhorn. It's the Matterhorn hider tree. What? Yes, we totally forget about Switzerland. You know, what's the best thing about Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag's a big plus. There it is, the Matterhorn hider tree. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see the Matterhorn kind of through the tree. But if you notice, even the tree kind of looks like the Matterhorn. There it is. Oh, look at that. You know what I'm not thinking about right now? Switzerland. That's not what I'm thinking about. Not at all. Still not thinking about it. All I'm thinking about is what a cool tree. Did you guys ever really think about it? Look at all the different trees and plants throughout Disneyland. I never really thought about it before I started researching this video. I just always knew Disney, so pretty, so wonderful, but it really is what sets this place apart. I mean, look at all this greenery. And they have special teams that take care of this. And if they're watching this video, to all the horticulturists out there who work on this and make this land, Disneyland, so amazingly beautiful, thank you for all your time and energy, because it doesn't go unnoticed. It is awesome. I think sometimes we just take it for granted how great it is. The number 5 tree located in Disney California Adventure is the Petrified tree located in Frontierland. This is an old tree that has been petrified. It's been crushed down, not crushed down, but squished down with such pressure that the wood has turned into rock. It's estimated to be over 55 to 70 million years. Yeah, it's from the Pike Petrified Forest in Colorado. And this here weighs 5 tons and measures 7.5 feet in diameter. It means like a circle, it's about 7.5 feet. 5 tons, that's 10,000 pounds. This tree here was an anniversary gift from Mrs. Walt Disney to Walt Disney, and then she gifted it to Disneyland. Yeah, this tree here was gifted to Disneyland from Mrs. Walt Disney. There's a little plaque out here. You look down the bottom, it says presented to Disneyland by Mrs. Walt Disney. Do you know what kind of tree fits in your hand? A palm tree. The number 4 tree in all of Disneyland is this tree right here, located in Adventureland. It's called the Sensor Tree. Sensor. I'll tell you why. What makes this tree so special is that it's not planted like in a planter box. It's just growing right there, like it's peeking out right there from the cement right here in Adventureland. Well, every night, the cleaners come in and they power wash the cement here in Adventureland. They're power washing it. The problem is that water can seep down through and then water that palm tree. And palm trees are kind of finicky. If they get overwatered, they will die. So this palm tree has 27 sensors embedded in its roots. That way it lets them know if the palm tree is getting too overwatered. So when they're washing the concrete here, it lets them know, like, okay, stop washing because the palm tree is getting, it's had its fill of water. What? The sensor tree in Adventureland. Disney, they're amazing. Okay, for the third best tree in all of Disneyland Disney California Adventure, gotta head back over to DCA. Let's do this. There it is, looking good. For the number 3 best tree in all of Disneyland Disney California Adventure, you gotta come into Avengers Campus. The number 3 best tree in all of Disneyland Disney California Adventure is this tree right behind me, also known as the Hulk tree, as in the Incredible Hulk. I'll show you why. If you look right here, you can see, what does it say? It says caution, gamma radiation. And it's leaking out right there. You see it kind of leaking out. The green is dripping. See, it's dripped right out there. Drip, 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 drip. Well, gamma radiation, that's what actually affected the Hulk. The Hulk, that's what made him become the Hulk. And if you look here at this tree, what's going on with it? Look at the base of this tree. It's huge, it's hulking out. Then it gets narrower and narrower. This tree is the Hulk, also known as the Hulk tree. See this? Check that out. It's like, Hulk smash. Hulk man. Hulk tree. I got a leaf. Was that leaf pun too sappy? Hulk tree, right there, number 3. For the number 2 and number 1 best tree in all of Disneyland or Disney California Adventure, heading back over to Disneyland. Let's get all the way back over to Disneyland. Okay, the number 2 tree is located right behind me here at Adventureland. It's called the Dominguez palm. And I have to correct some information because I gave some bad information in one video because I was a lazy reader. I'll explain. The reason this is called the Dominguez palm, when Walt Disney purchased this area, this land to build Disneyland, the Dominguez family owned it. And there was a whole orange grove. Well, this palm tree was located here, and it's very important to the Dominguez family. Their grandparents were married underneath this tree. So when they sold the property to Walt, they asked Walt, they said, will you preserve this tree? And he's like, sure. He preserved it. This is not the original spot. They moved it here, but they kept this tree alive because Walt is a man of his word. Now, my one video, I said that this is the oldest living tree in Disneyland, which is not correct. The email that I got telling me about this, it said this is the oldest living tree in Disneyland that was originally on the property. And I just read that first line. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the oldest tree. It's the second oldest living tree. It's estimated to be over 120 years old. We haven't got to the oldest living tree yet. That's the number 1 tree coming up next. How do you know when a tree doesn't know the answer to a question you ask it? It shrubs. Quick honorable mention, the square cube trees located right there by the castle. Check that out. What? I love these. Now, if you were in Disneyland Paris, around the whole castle there, all the trees are cubes. I just love these ones so much. Cube tree. Another honorable mention is this little tree and a little potter plant right here on the Esplanade in New Orleans Square. I don't even really know, I don't know much more about it, but it helps with the transitions. Let me show you how. So coming here from Frontierland, you're gonna see the fence. See how it's a wood fence, wood fence, wood fence, wood fence. Then there's a little tree here. Then from that point on, it goes to a wrought iron railing for New Orleans. Yeah. Transition tree, honorable mention. The number 1 tree is located here in Storybook Land. Yeah. Right behind me is Monstro, and when you go into his mouth, on the right-hand side, right as you come out, you can see Geppetto's Village. There's a little teeny tiny pine tree right there, and it's called the Mungo tree, M-U-G-O tree. It is the oldest living tree in all of Disneyland. It's over 150 years old. It's rumored that Walt actually helped plant that tree. Yeah, it's tiny. It's a little tree. The number 1 tree in all of Disneyland, right here. Here on the right is the oldest living tree in Disneyland. Hey, tree, where do little trees go for school? Elementary. When you go on a date, do you spruce yourself up?